What's up, y'all? JP Gaming here, and today I wanted to bring you guys a different sort of video talking about Lewis Hamilton and how lately I've seen people attempting to discredit his incredible achievements in Formula One and otherwise. And I wanted to talk about this because seeing all this kind of gets under my skin a little bit, and I wanted to speak about how most of the arguments that they're using aren't as valid as they may think that they are, or maybe even not valid at all. The first argument that people love to, bring up is that Hamilton was in a dominant car, and he always has been. Yes, I will say Lewis Hamilton has had it fairly easy. He's always had a car that's been able to be towards like the top half of the grid. But if that's what you're gonna go by, then a lot of champions or legends of the sport will also have to have their achievements discredited because when they've won, they've been in a very, 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 very dominant car, such as Schumacher or Senna. But even though he's been in a dominant car, he almost has a 50% championship win rate. That's something that not your average driver can do. He's also won a race in every single year he's competed in. Again, something that not every single driver would be able to do. A great driver wouldn't be able to do. Only legends could do things like that. Look at Mercedes in 2013. That car was not front of the field, far off of what the Red Bulls were. He still managed to win a race in 2013. Look at 2017 and 2018. While the Mercedes was definitely a very, very good car and at times could be the fastest, the Ferrari at most, and if not most, many, many, many of the races in those 2 years was the faster car, and Lewis beat them to the championship. And you can see, in comparison to his teammate Valtteri Bottas, that he drove the wheels off of those cars in some of his performances. So I don't think that's very, it's not the best argument to use. Lewis Hamilton is also very, 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 very good in the wet. We've seen it in, for example, qualifying in the Styrian Grand Prix, beating Verstappen and the rest of the fields by 1.2 seconds. That's the thing of magic. Only legends of the sport can do that. Because in the wet, your car isn't going to be it's not going to be as helpful to you as your skill as a driver. We've also seen Lewis Hamilton is the best person at managing things on his car. When he's down on power, he manages that. When his tires are going old, we saw in Monaco of last year just how well Hamilton can work those tires. Sebastian Vettel said it himself. If he's giving you a massage like he's massaging his tires, you would be set. The way he manages his car, the masterclass, and something that we haven't seen in the sport for a long time is someone who can manage his tires as good as Lewis Hamilton. We've also seen in his racecraft, he has immaculate racecraft. We've seen it in his wheel-to-wheel battles with Verstappen, with Vettel, with all the other drivers. We know that he can put the car exactly where he needs it to be to come out on top in wheel-to-wheel combat. But he's also patient enough where he knows which moves aren't the best to go for. We've seen drivers like Verstappen go for those moves that are very on the edge, and we've seen them make contact time and time again. Hamilton is one of the only drivers who have won many, many championships who doesn't have a reputation for sometimes going over the limit like Schumacher or Senna did and, crashing people out or spinning off for no reason. Hamilton has his cars always dialed. And Lewis Hamilton, he's also had to deal with insanely good teammates. This is why, in my opinion, Schumacher's Ferrari titles are slightly overrated, because he didn't have that teammate challenger. Hamilton's had to deal with Fernando Alonso, amazing driver, one of the best you've seen in the sport. He has to deal with Jenson Button, again, legendary Button is. He's had to deal with Nico Rosberg. Even Valtteri Bottas, we've seen him push Hamilton to, I wouldn't say quite to the extent that Rosberg has, but he's still challenged Hamilton, and Hamilton has always risen to the top. I believe, if I have this correct, Hamilton has only been beaten by a teammate twice, and that was by Rosberg in 2016 and Jenson Button in the and back in his McLaren era, his late stint at McLaren. The fact that he's competed in 13 or 14 seasons now, I think it is, and he's only been beaten twice, the percentage that shows and the caliber of drivers he's had to compete against, crazy. Almost no one else in the history of Formula One would have been able to pull something like that out of the bag. In Hamilton's rookie season, he lost the championship, beat Fernando Alonso on countback, but it was by 1 point. Hamilton lost the championship to Kimi Räikkönen in his rookie debut season. Yes, he was in a McLaren, but rookies, it only takes them time to, warm up to the Formula One cars, warm up to, the environment of F1. Hamilton, we saw from the first race, he was on it, foot to the floor. He won in his second season in Formula One in 2008. That is insane. He's won 6 titles, coming up on maybe 7 this year, although I want to see a fight between him and Bottas to see who can win this title, but I wouldn't be surprised if, even if he doesn't win this year, he'll be able to beat Schumacher's record, or at least tie the record at some point in his career. Lewis Hamilton also has something unique in that he doesn't seem to decline in terms of skill. He's, I believe, 35 or 36 years of age. Most drivers, after about 33, their skill level tends to start to decline, but Hamilton's been on the rise for his entire career, something that we rarely see in Formula One. You've seen it with Kimi Räikkönen, he's getting older. Yes, he's much older than Hamilton, but he started to decline because he's got that age. But Hamilton somehow keeps leveling up his game. He's so determined and so passionate about the sport that he will not stop. I'm going to stop before I get too heated, and let me know what you think of this in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hamilton, really good.